You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're going to get right to it. Mr. Bill Belichick, head coach of the New England Patriots, NFL media, television media, NFL writers. I'm going to say this as clear as I can. Put some respect on that man's name. Put some respect on that man's name, Mr. Bill Belichick. Okay? You're talking about one of the greatest coaches ever coached the game. In this little, I don't know, fantasy or whatever you guys got about Belichick and Brady, let me just clarify something. Belichick was doing this long before Brady was born. Okay? So let's put it all in perspective. Mr. Bill Belichick had already been to the Cleveland Browns. He'd already been on the Bills Parcells with the New York Giants. And you know what? I'm not going to really say I'm a fan of Bill Belichick, but I'm a respecter of Bill Belichick because I roll with my defensive guys. And I know what it takes. And I know what he did. He cost the 49ers a couple Super Bowls. Really cost Roger Craig getting into the Hall of Fame. We got to get Roger in. Okay? But I know one, Bill Belichick, before he even knew Tom Brady, coached the greatest player to ever play the game. That's Mr. Lawrence Taylor. Okay? And he was coached up right next, okay, to Bill Belichick. Okay? And Bill Parcells says, Lawrence, you have some confidence. This guy gonna get it done. And he designed defenses. Okay? The only defense we ain't seen him design. Okay? And I'm talking about in the money game. And I'll tell you right now, that's playing against Mr. Tom Brady in the Super Bowl because he'll shut that down. Tom Brady is not the special quarterback. He's a great quarterback, okay? But let's not get it twisted. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And guys, I'm really going to come down on the guys that sit on the TV every day because you guys need to put some respect on this man. You don't know when people do things in the NFL, which is the pinnacle of sports. Okay, there is no higher level of sports in America. It's corporate America, the NFL. And when the men who have sacrificed their lives for this game, and now you want to sit in front of us and tell us that Tom Brady is the greatest, or he's the greatest quarterback that ever played that didn't get hit. Okay, let's just keep it real. And when I say he didn't get hit, and I say Tom didn't get hit, let's just keep it real. Okay, because Belichick, Pepper Johnson, man, those guys, Marshall, let me tell you something, man. Those guys played football for real. Now, this stuff you play, and guys, I come out of the 80s, so don't get me wrong. This is a different game, so Tom Brady can shine. So get your shine on, Tom. But that ain't what won the games. That ain't what won the Super Bowls. Because every team Tom's been on, he had a loaded defense. The defense is so loaded, I just got tired of talking about it. So let me go ahead and research it. And then I started looking at what did Bill Belichick put together? How did he set it up? Who won these games? How did they win these games? Okay, Tom, you fell in the right situation at the right time. That's all it is. Ain't no greatness gonna come out of what you did, because if every quarterback had the equal opportunity to do what you did and had the organization structure that you did, they'd have the same success. Let me tell you something, folks. You know what? How the social media portrays this, and I got guys who have come from the print media, who all of a sudden in the media now, here's what I've discovered, because I come from the print. Everybody's gotten lazy. Everybody wakes up in the morning, has a cup of coffee. First thing they do is look at AI. Okay, the producers look at AI. These guys look at AI. The producers come up with something, give it to them, and they try to fabricate how to make it good. Okay, nobody's doing the work. Okay, and I go back a long time. I look at Peter King being in New York, just freezing cold doing the work. And Bill Parcells, where's Peter? Where's Peter? Okay, some of these guys actually had to do the work. And the guys who come from the print media, who sit there in front of you and tell you, hey, I've been doing this for 25 years. Well, you stopped a long time ago, because all you do is get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and you start talking. And I'm not talking about the NFL guys, because they walk us through it. Shady McCoy, man, that's great work. Best thing I ever said, how you going to coach a guy who's on a Hall of Fame trajectory, and you're, as a coach, is not on a Hall of Fame trajectory? Okay? This is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Belichick is Hall of Fame. They don't even need a ballot. They could just, let's not do the ballot. Let's just go put Bill in. Okay, because Bill sat there with Tom Brady. And what folks are trying to make this about Brady and Belichick, well, what was Charlie Weiss doing? Somebody tell me what was Charlie Weiss doing? Because all of a sudden now Charlie Weiss was not a coach. Okay, when this young man came in the league, Charlie Weiss had to get him together. Okay, what was Drew Bledsoe doing? Being a consummate professional. Okay, he didn't go in there like Brett Favre. It ain't my job to go ahead and show him how to take my job. All right, guys, let's keep it 100. Okay, this guy's had so many coaches and so much help, okay, that it's ridiculous. Alex Smith played for 7 offensive coordinators, 6 or 7 in San Francisco. You know what Tom Brady's played for in his entire career, folks, at New England? 3 offensive coordinators. All right? What a beautiful thing it would be for players in the NFL who actually play on offense to wake up in the morning and not have to think about a playbook. Well, that's what happened with Tom, man. You work with the same guys over and over and over and over. You know what? It gets easier because you don't have to think. You don't have to study. You don't have to go learn anything new. Okay, but in this thing, and this is where I'm like, guys, look, for the NFL media and the television and guys talking about this Tom Brady was forced out and all this, guys, that's what was supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen. They're supposed to get you out of there. And let me break this down to you, okay? Because Bill Walsh went to Joe Montana and said, that's it. Joe had to go to Kansas City, okay? You can keep playing or you can retire. Bill Walsh went to Jerry Rice and said, that's it. Okay, they broke the all-time reception record on Jerry Rice, okay, Mariucci, the head coach, which is so disrespectful. And that's what these guys do. They get disrespectful, okay? But here Terrell Owens gets 22 passes on Jerry Rice Day. This is the last time he's going to play for the 49ers, but that's it. They had to work a way to get him 1 pass. Guys, you got to understand. These guys here, man, they got to go when they got to go. That's the NFL. Everybody knows the knock is coming at the door, whether it's a rookie season, the 5th year, the 7th year. When it's over, it's over. You got to move on. And you may have 3, 4, 5 years left, but that doesn't mean you stay on this organization. Let's keep it 100, guys. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Bill Walsh with the running line. Time is up. Tom Rathman, time is up. Roger Craig, time is up. You know what these guys did? They went right across to the Raiders, and they kept playing football. So don't think Tom Brady is so special, okay? Tom Brady had a great, great career, and he played in an era, guys, let me tell you something. It's the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and let me tell you something, man. I watched the NFL the other night, and what I noticed about the NFL that really shocked me, they have the most shiniest helmets. They have the most shiniest helmets in the league I've ever seen. We played the game for stick marks, the rainbows on the helmet. Nobody got no stick marks. And for the safety of the game and Tom Brady and the Tom Brady rule and everything that's happened in his career, you know, I mean, the Spygate, this, that, whatever gate it is, you know what? When it comes down to that kind of stuff, I'm no different. You know, I feel for Barry Bonds, but I get it. There should be an asterisk in there. Okay, Barry Bonds. If it's steroids, you got an asterisk. Can't even get in the Hall of Fame. Okay, in the NFL, but we don't want to do that because at the end of the day, everybody's cheating. Okay, everybody's trying to get an edge somehow, somewhere. Okay, whether it means bringing a player in the end of the year when their season's over to learn about another team, that's how it works. But this Belichick thing, man, Tom Brady ain't even on the same level. Okay, Bill had to bring him in as a puppy. He had to coach him up. Charlie Weiss had to coach him up. Okay, Josh McDaniels had to coach him up. Bill O'Brien had to coach him up. He's only had 3 coordinators. But here's the trueness of the NFL, man, if you play in the same system. Okay, now, one thing I do know, Bill wasn't having it. So Bill just decided, hey, man, if you guys can make more money somewhere else, go do it. Don't make it with me. But beyond Mr. Butler, because all these Super Bowls you guys keep talking about, but beyond Mr. Butler getting the end zone interception, okay, there's one. Out of Vinatieri, 48-yard field goal, there's 2. Out of Vinatieri, 41-yard field goal, there's 3 Super Bowls that were not won by Tom Brady. Okay, the comeback win against Atlanta, let me tell you something. Somebody had to go in that locker room and have the halftime adjustment. And you don't know who did that? That was Bill Belichick. Okay, he went and got those guys together, and Tom went out there and threw it back. Kyle had something to do it, should have ran the ball. Who cares? That defense didn't give it up. And folks, Bill's been doing this a long time. And when you put respect on it, man, when you come out of that military West Point and you've been there and you've coached with the great ones, okay, you got to put some respect on this man's name, okay? Because the defensive guys, we don't roll like offensive guys. Offensive guys, man, they're different. And I played both. But I love defense because we're going to get the knockout. And if Tom Brady played in the era, these guys played in the era that when I played and these guys played in the NFL, Tom Brady might have played 5-6 years of football. I'm honest. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat or kid you or anything, but that might have been the amount of time that he might have been able to play in the NFL. Because, folks, I'm going to tell you something right now that I was able to see is San Francisco 49ers played New York Giants, and they're playing against Belichick and Jim Burt. You guys remember Big Jim Burt, number 64? He hit Joe Montana in the jaw so hard I thought he killed him. Brady ain't gonna never take no shots like that. The 85 Bears, man, that Wilbur Marshall, man, he's laid out. Them Bears laid out so many quarterbacks. So when you talk about different eras, don't talk about the softball era, because that's what we're doing now. Okay, they got some guys that can get it in, but you wouldn't be getting no extra yards back then. Because the defensive guys back there say, hold him up and I'll knock him out. Okay, you try to get that extra yard, we're going to split your head wide open. Okay, so you know how to get down. Trust me, Barry Sanders knew how to get down. You get down in this National Football League. Buddy Ryan at the Philadelphia Eagles, man, I had Michael Irvin playing against them and Emmitt Smith, they came out the field, man, they hitting out there. Okay, that's football. This is about records, 89,000 yards. Let's entertain the fans, okay? Entertain the fans. That's what this is about. Because Roger Goodell, this safety thing, man, I don't really get it because at the end of the day, you protecting the offensive guys, but you don't protect the defensive guys. And folks, let me tell you what I mean on the defensive end. When you pick a target, that's the target. You can't change the target going 55 miles an hour and you got a spot. So if you're happening to hit the head or whatever, and if you tone out of that target and try to avoid it, the worst thing you can do in football, they taught us from day one, do not play slow or try to slow down because you will get injured. And if a player can't make that hit at that target, he will injure himself and he will collapse or break a shoulder. Okay, the second thing that you notice is coming out of this, in the NFL, it said they want more safety. Guys, all I'm saying in NFL, let's take a look at that target and let's take a look at this friendly fire. Because guys are trying to miss each other so they don't lose a game check from hitting a guy in the head, that they're hitting each other and knocking each other out because they're trying to avoid that target. That's extremely dangerous, okay? But at the end of the day, we're not here to talk about. I want to put some respect on Bill Belichick's name. And I went over out of Vinatieri, got a couple wins. We know about that. We know Butler got that one on the line. He got that there, got the interception. There's another Super Bowl. Here's what I want to talk to you guys about, these Super Bowls that he won. Let's start in 2007. And to the Patriots guys, my defensive guys, if I didn't call your name out, I apologize. Because I got to get through this, and I'm tired of this Brady and Belichick. Put some respect on that coach's name. He changed the game in the NFL of defense. He put in defenses that you haven't even seen, okay? And this man has earned the right, okay, to go and do whatever he's going to do. But, folks, NFL media, stop saying Bill's going to go coach another team. Bill's got so much, I believe Bill's got so much respect for Don Shula, he can walk away from that record. Because Bill is about the history of the game, not about Bill, okay? And this is the thing that people don't know. For Bill to go coach another team, you'd have to forklift the entire organization. You'd have to move at least 100 people in that new organization to be able to do what he needs to do. So I don't think he's wrapped up in himself that much. I don't think he's jumping up and down about what people thinks he want to do. Folks, in football, you gain a routine. You do the same thing every day. This man likes to go fish. His wife is in a special spot. You think he wants to go down to L.A. and get in some traffic? You think he wants to uplift his roots? You know what he like to see? Coach a little football, see his son coach a little football, and go on and have a good life. And that's why I'm thinking people don't put enough respect on this man's name. Tom Brady's just a player. He's got nothing to do with the legendary in the history of the NFL. Has absolutely nothing to do with the legendary history of the defensive players. But I'm going to run it through you because I got tired of this. So let's talk a little bit about some of the guys that were on that roster. Okay, 2001, we had Bobby Hamilton. Man, he had a good year, 7 sacks. Okay, you have Arthur Pleasant. You got Big Richard Seymour. Now, folks, look at these names. You got Mike Vrabel, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy. Okay, are sitting on those rosters. Okay, so let's look at this and say those are defensive guys, and those are damn good defensive guys. We'll move it to 2004 because it keeps getting better and better and better. I'm like shocked. Okay, 2004 is another Super Bowl roster that Brady won the Super Bowl. But look at the defensive guys he's got. Richard Seymour, Willie McGinnis. You got Teddy Bruschi. Man, Teddy Bruschi can coach this game. Teddy's sitting in the booth. But, man, come on, man. You got Richard Seymour, Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison. That's a football player right there, Rodney Harrison. And you also got Tula Bantakane. Okay, that's the 2004 defensive players. We ain't going to stop there because it keeps getting better. Okay, but you guys think Tom Brady won all these Super Bowls and Bill Belichick was sitting there having a cup of coffee? Man, don't be stupid. And NFL media, television media, go out and do some work. Get off of AI. Go out to the buildings. See the players. See what's going on. Okay? This thing about you having AI and the producers bringing you something and fabricating stories, that's BS. Bill Belichick's one of the most respected men in the history of this game. He's been doing this longer for Brady, and he'll do it long after Brady. So don't get it confused, folks. Let's keep it going, man. It's 2005. They won the Super Bowl, huh? Well, guess what? You had Vince Wilfork, Richard Seymour, Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi, Mike Vrabel, okay, Royal Van Coleman, Asante Samuel, and Ellis Hobbs. How much defense do you really think offense won them Super Bowls? Are you telling me and looking me in the eye and telling me offense won them Super Bowls? Let's get real. Put some respect on this man's name. This man built some defenses, man, that were pretty good. Now, here's the funny thing about it with me, and I'm still confused here, because I want to know what happened. Because all of a sudden, after 2005, Tom Brady fell off a cliff. He went on a 10-year sabbatical. 10-year sabbatical. That means you didn't win nothing. So the greatest quarterback to ever play this game went on a 10-year sabbatical. What really happened in that 10 years? Did some other quarterbacks come along, take you down? Did the Steeler defense get to you? Something happened in those 10 years that really changed. And that's what I'm talking about. Because that's what really happened there. And I see it. So let's go all the way back. We're going to fast forward to 2015 because Brady didn't win nothing for 10 years. Now, what quarterback, the greatest to ever game, had a 10-year hiatus? Or is that a 10-year sabbatical? Or is that a 10-year room of darkness? What happened in that 10 years? Somebody's got to come back to me and tell me what really happened in that 10 years. Because I don't know. But 2015, man, this defense, Bill Belichick, let me tell you something. It got better and better. Okay, Rob Minovich, Malcolm Brown, Chandler Jones, Jamie Collins, Jarrett Mayo, Dante Hightower, Malcolm Butler, Logan Ryan, Patrick Chung, and Devin McCurdy. Now, do you guys really think Tom Brady won that Super Bowl? Do you think Tom Brady would have won that Super Bowl without his defensive guy? That ain't, folks, you know what? When you got that many people who were sitting there in that locker room, and let me tell you who held that locker room down while Tom Brady was growing up and learning how to become a football player and learning how to do some things in the game of football. You know what happened in that? Tom Brady finally got an opportunity to go in there, and those defensive guys held that locker room down. Okay, and they held it down for a reason because that is what they were intended to do, and that's what they were supposed to do. And they got that done, and that's the beauty of it. But it didn't stop there. Let's go to 2017. And that's when it really, really starts getting really interesting. And I'm just going to close this one out just the way it is. 2017, you got Adam Butler, Trey Flowers, Kyle Van Noy, Elon Roberts, David Harris, Malcolm Butler, Stephen Gilmore, Patrick Chung, and Devin McCurdy. Okay, guys, those are defensive players that were getting it done. You got to put some respect on this man's name. I'm just telling you straight up. This man has accomplished more in this game. Okay, he would have won Super Bowls in Cleveland. Okay, but they decided to move the team. This is what happened. This is what caused this. So we can't get there and say, okay, Brady's the only player, or Brady is the outstanding player. Brady is a player who played on a great coach's team, and he played with great defensive players, and he was in the right place at the right time. And that's how it happens. But we're going to stop there. We're going to go to 2017. Okay? Somebody had to make that halftime adjustment, what they did. Okay, we got Lawrence Guy. We're going to wrap up. We got Lawrence Guy coming in here. He's going to be on that squad. We got Danny Shelton. We got Johnny Simmons. We got Jamie Collins. We got Dante Hightower. We got Kyle Van Noy. We got Jason McCartney. We got Stephon McGilmore, Patrick Chung, and Devin McCurdy. All right? So, folks, I can go on, and here's what I'm trying to tell you. My defensive guys win championships. That quarterback and those guys, let me tell you something. They get the glory, but we're going to tell the story. And we ride together. We don't ride solo. Okay? And sometimes you got to play it. And you know what? The only thing, the defensive guy, we don't worry how you handle your business on the offense. All we ever ask is, can you get us past 3 and out? Okay? Because when we come off that field, those guys got to play it all. There's no substitutions coming. Okay? As Mike Vrabel would always say, there ain't no tapping out. Offense, you guys can tap out, take a play off, and there ain't no tapping out on the defensive side. You got to get it and get it while it's hot. Okay? So, Mr. Tom Bowles, 2021. Oh, that's right. You know, I forgot. There was no defense. Tom won that Super Bowl. Let me analyze that. Okay, you got Dominican Sue. Okay, you got Vita Vea. Man, that's Samoans play football. You got William Golston. You got Jason Pierre-Paul. Okay, you got Devin White. You got Levante David. You got Shaquille Barrett. Okay, and you got Antonio Whitfield. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Man, look at that defensive lineup. But here's what I'll tell you. The America cares about Tom Brady's 89,000 yards, and that's cool with me. But one thing I'll tell you to the people out there, don't let the NFL media fool you. Okay? This ain't AI and social media and this back and forth stuff. Tom Brady, man, you're the greatest to ever play the game for one of the greatest coaches to ever play the game. But don't pull that coach out and act like you became better than that coach. That coach was winning before you got there, and he'll be winning after you get there. And that's where I'm going to put it, and that's where we're going to leave it, because at the end of the day, football, folks, we got to be real. You got to put some respect on Belichick's name. Belichick is not an average coach. Belichick and Robert Kraft, they came in. Robert Kraft hired him. They started together. They'll finish together. The way I see it is, you guys are saying Belichick go to all these places. That's not Bill. Bill don't move, guys. If you notice, when a person moves in a house, they've been there 30 years, they're not looking to move next week. Okay? They like their surroundings. They like what they have. I already told you how this should play out. Josh McDaniels, be the coach. Bill, you're already GM, but go ahead and just do isolation GM duties. And Tom Brady, if you decide, I know you got ownership stake there, but you know what? The way I feel, this is what I do feel about Tom Brady and Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. If you want to have me discuss what I feel should happen with Tom Brady needs an ownership stake, because somehow along the way, he took a pay cut, underpaid himself to win. Okay? And that's what I can say about Tom Brady. Okay? And that takes a man's man to do that, but in the end, as a man, you're going to wake up and feel you got screwed. Okay, because now they want you to go. But he's no different than any other quarterback. Okay, Joe Montana had to go. Steve Young had to go. Okay, Brady had to go. And that's the way Bill was doing it, and that's what Jimmy Garoppolo's time was. But guess what? He didn't go. And when he decided to go, everybody wants to say he's the winner. You guys are kidding me. All right, that's not how this works, folks. And in coaching, I played for some good ones. I tell you a lot. I played for Mike Bellotti, and I played Nick Aliotti. Great coaches, but man, on the defensive side, I played for Big Gary Hauser at Chico State. And for those Chico State people out there, Big Gary Hauser is my defensive coordinator. Okay, that guy could yell 150 yards across the field, you'd hear it. All right, that's the way it was. If he said, let's go, Walker, we get to going, okay? Then after that, I had an opportunity to play for Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens played for the Dallas Cowboys under Tom Landry, okay? And if you get a coach by a guy who played for Tom Landry, let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get every detail. You might as well get your pencils, your pad, your notebooks. And every play you're going to hear your beat, your beat, your beat, your beat. And that's what that was about. Okay, so as that went on, by the time I got done, I'm playing for Big Hauser, and here's where coaches get it all mixed up. We had Q-Card Lou Bronson came in. Lou was a good coach, Portland State, Chico State, went on, finished with UC Davis. But Lou would always show me the cue cards and tell me everything I should do in this game, and I'm like, Lou, I've been here long enough that I played for Gary House, the Big House Howard. One thing I know, that's Greg Williams. He's dialing up the blitz. So we running cover one all night. So Lou, you go on about it, you do what you got to do. And finally I said, Lou, that's enough. And folks, we had some downright dirty arguments. I was a senior, he was the first-year coach. Okay, but at the end of the day, we got to play these games, and you're not playing. Okay, and every time you try to bench me, guess what? Mike Bellotti go, let's go, Walker. Went up to Idaho State, went up there a couple times, played against Merrill Hodge. Big boy, 6'2", 232. All right, first year I went up to Merrill Hodge. I got a couple picks. But here's what coaches do that kind of screw this up and make it hard for players. When I went up there the second year, they wanted to put me on the second in the depth chart. My good friend Eric King. Good to see you. So I got to go against Merrill Hodge, first-round draft pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers, played 10 years for him. But I knew that's going to be a tough one. While everybody celebrated, warmed up the night before, I sat on the bench. And by the time that ball snapped, Eric King took a couple snaps, got hit by that back, and he said, Coach Mike, you got to go. I can't go no more. So I told the coaches, enjoy your night, fellas. I'm about to go play football. Okay, me and Merle had a good time that night. Boy, you had a good offensive guard because I was going to crack your head wide open on that flat route. But that lineman, that guard got there. So that's football. But I understand Gary Hauser was the man in my life, and he meant a lot to me, and he was a father figure to me. Okay, so that's what I mean. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, that's a son-father relationship, and let me tell you something, when the son gets old enough, he don't want to be a son no more. But you know how his fathers are. It's the rules to my house. You want to make your rules, get your own house. And that's what Tom Brady did. Okay, so here we are. But I get it. He's an owner in Oakland. And if ownership, I won't go against that. But I know somehow in your heart of hearts, you know you're a Patriot. I know you're a Patriot. All these defensive players know you're a Patriot. That's what it is. You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Podcast. I try to wrap it up as good as I can. And to the NFL television media, get out of the office. Go out and visit the buildings. You know what, Sherm, good job. Shady McCoy, good job. Keyshawn Johnson, good job. Those former players keeping it tight. And we'll see you. We'll be back. And we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. We promise you this. We're going to try to get a little better and better. And we're going to keep trying to go higher and higher. It's 2024, so stretch out. And remember this, work hard, do your best, believe in yourself, never give up. And all things are possible to those who believe. You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We'll see you soon.